What's up guys? I decided I would do a updated Greatsword guide because I learned a lot more about the weapon and I've been popping off with it in tourney recently, so I thought I could help y'all out with that. I'm leaving timestamps throughout the video so that if you need to go back and rewatch something or you want to skip ahead to a certain part, it'll be easier for you to find it. That being said, let's get started. So I want to talk about its buttons first. So side light and D light will be your main approach options. This will be the approach option. If you're closer, you can like dash at them and throw it out. And if they're farther away and you want to go across the screen, you can use D-Light. Whereas N-Light will be used to catch landings if someone's like out of options on the way down because they used all their jumps. And if they use their dodge on the way down or you catch their dodge in neutral, you get a whole combo out of it. I'll talk about the combo a little later, but that's what it's going to be used for. So Greatsword is unique in being unpunishable and having so many options to cover itself. I'll show you a few of these options and you have to mix it up during a match to use it depending on how your opponent is playing. So if you whiff side light, there's a few options that you'll mainly be using to cover it. If you whiff side light and they're right in front of you, you can dash end light. Someone who knows the matchup might dash into you to stop you from doing that, and you would do jump dare. If they're not in white health, like if they're at a little bit higher health, you do get a true combo out of it, as long as you time it right. It needs to be around like dark yellowish health, like 30ish, and you can hit that true, I believe. If they are running away after you, like you side light and they run away, you can dash D-light if they're staying grounded, like that. One of the safest options you actually have though is to backdash after and just reset to neutral and just keep playing neutral how you were before. But if they don't know how to deal with the Greatsword because they don't know the mashup, you can just go crazy with it. You can just do all these options, they won't know how to punish it, you just mix it up and they won't know what to do. Another thing you have is if they go into the air after you whiff your side light and they're going like really high up, you can do two things. You can do this and then you can go for them, or you can just dash and then wait for them to come down and try and catch their landing with end light or side light. So I mix it up between the two. Sometimes I'll go for them, but when they start seeing me go for them, they'll jump like even more and then they'll use all their options really quickly. And when they come down, it's just a free combo because most people use their dodge on the way down. If they aren't using their dodge, you should go for a read after usually, like hit them one time and then go for the read. I'll talk more about the reads later in. But those are the main options out of whiffing side light. If you need a kill pretty early and you whiff the side light and you know they're going to run to the edge, you can go for a risky option like whiff side light dash side sig. I actually use this in game quite a bit if I know they're going to go to the edge. Like if they're doing it consistently, you whiff side light and they back dash away instead of doing something else, and they're not going into the air, you can get an early ass kill like an orange health with this. It's pretty cheap and it's pretty unreactable because it looks like he's jumping at you for a second, and then by the time you go to dodge it, it's too late. That's probably all the options you should be going for out of it. You can do stuff like this, but it's not really worth doing, as it'll lead you getting punished. You can also use the bridges in after whiffing. I don't suggest doing it because they have a lot of recovery compared to the dash cancels, and they don't cover as much and they don't lead to as much. So for example, if I hit the bridge, I don't really have a good option out of it compared to if I hit a dash end light, because if I catch their dodge with the bridge move, you're not getting as much damage out of it. But if you catch the dodge with the end light, you can do a whole combo. The bridge, only time I would use the end light bridge here is if they're right above me and they're coming in to punish this and they were at a good spot to actually punish it. You can catch them with this. It does go through them sometimes for no reason, I've found. Like they can be right in it and sometimes it misses. That can be annoying. But it's good for covering that. That's about it. I wouldn't suggest ever doing like this or this though. It's really not worth. I don't ever use this ender even if I press side light, so that's pretty much everything out of side light. If you whiff D-light, it's pretty much the same thing. The only different thing would be you have side light as an option, so if you whiff D-light, you can dash side light, and then straight from dash side light, if that whiffs too, you have the same options that I just told you about. So you can do something like this, and then you have to mix the options up. The weapon's super unpunishable, so you'll probably be safe to just keep pressing stuff most of the time. And then if something connects, that's when you go for the combo. Or a read off of the move, obviously. Depends. Some people don't dodge against Greatsword, so if they're not dodging, you just do the whole thing, condition them to dodge, and then you'll just 50-50 them to death. There's also people who love to short hop against this weapon. What that means, basically, they'll sit around the corner and just do this. and it's really hard to hit them with the ground and move sometimes like this. So you can either wait them out, like hold center stage right here and just wait for them to come to you, and then you have room to run away if they come at you. Or one approach option I've really liked, when they're short hopping in the corner, I dash jumps there. Be careful because it's one of the weapon's more punishable moves. But this, as long as you time it well, this option works really well, and it gives you advantage state as they'll be off stage. So it's not too bad to throw out unless they get used to it. So don't try to abuse it. That should stop them from short hopping though, because it covers pretty much the ground and the air. Like they have to go super high, and if they go super high, they're not punishing this. So then they have to come down. You can catch their landing. Other than that, I just wait them out if they're short hopping and the Sarah's not catching. So we're gonna talk about the reads and the combos out of your side light, starting with at least. They have 4 options they can do to get out of it. They have jump, dodge. Spot dodge is also different than the other dodges, as it's the only thing that gets her out of the 50-50 I'm about to show you, and they can attack. So if they dodge anyway that's not a spot dodge, you have 2 reads you can go for that cover everything. It's chase dodge, turn around, end light, and then you have chase dodge towards them, end light. And this will cover everything except spot dodge. As long as you guess right, it's a 50-50. You guess if they go in or away, it covers up. So most of the time they're probably going to be dodging in or away. There's no reason to dodge up because you can cover it with both. I'll show you real quick. It covers that with the in read, and it covers it with the away read. So if they dodge up, it's just a free read. There's people who will not dodge the first attack, and then they'll dodge. So to read that, let's just say he dodged in right here, you would do something like this, and then you would get a full combo out of it. Something like that. I dropped it again, wow. Something like that. If he isn't dodging at all, you want to condition him to dodge by just doing the whole string. Once they start dodging though, it's going to be that basic 50-50. If they spot dodge though, you get a huge punish. So you'd get something like this. You would get a way bigger punish, way more damage. You actually want to end that with the end light ender though, so something like this. Because it's actually jumpable, that combo. But it's a lot more damage than the regular read. It is not covered by the 50-50 though. So if you go like this, it doesn't get covered. You have to know they're going to spot dodge. And most people who spot dodge against this weapon are pretty predictable with it. They'll do it a lot. Now if they attack you, you just want to pretend like they're going to not dodge. So you just go like that. You don't even go for the read if they're attacking out of getting hit. You just go straight for the combo. Most of the people will keep attacking, you'll get a full string. If they're jumping, make sure you end your enders with the end light version, as it'll be jumpable because they're jumping between each bridge, which gives them a little more height, and then the side light doesn't reach. I'll show you. It's jumpable. So you need to do it like this. Something like that. So if you have them cornered and you're hitting the read, you won't be able to use the ender because it'll send you off stage like that. You have a few options to cover it. You have one to cover jump and one to cover fastball. You can use either Sarah recovery to catch a jump like this. So if they jump off of that, that'll hit. That's the one I use over recovery just because I like the way it sets up. It's up to you though, because recovery works too. You can do things like that off of it. Now if they go down, you want to dare. It's kind of hard to hit. You might want to chase dodge. You might want, it just depends. You got to react a little bit better because they can go all kinds of ways. You can also go for ground pound, but if they're jumping, Sarah recovery. You can also do recovery actually if they fastball. You just don't jump with it, and it will catch. But I like to go for dare because it leads to early killing potential with something like that. If you hit the dare on Greatsword, you either want to go for another one straight away or you want to jump into one. So that'll cover either if they jump or if they don't jump. Most people don't dodge after getting hit by it because it has like no cooldown and they're not ready for it to be that quick. If you want to play it safe, you can go for dare and then just go up with like a recovery as it hits under it, so it might catch them, and if it doesn't, you just go back to the stage. But those are pretty much the options what to do if you hit the read and then you're bringing them like this, but then you can't finish the combo. That's what you would do. So after you hit end light, the read's going to change up a little bit. If they dodge away, it's easiest to just cover it with an end sig like that, because you can't use your end light as a read. So if they go up, it's a lot harder to hit them. something like this, for example, because you can't use end light into dash end light. It doesn't work. If they go in to you like with a dodge in, or they're still spot dodging, you can just dash, side light. If they spot dodge, you have to delay it a tiny bit, and then you can get the full combo off of it. That's pretty much everything off of end light. Like, I don't suggest trying to go for something fancy if they dodge up or away off of end light. You can do things like that, but it's so much easier to just end sig after you hit the end light, and it'll kill pretty early depending on the map and what character they are. If you do happen to get their dodge with the end light, like I said, just go into the full string though. You don't have to go for a read if their dodge is gone. So off of D-Light, pretty much no one dodges after getting hit by the D-Light, even at like high level play. Like I'm in against like the best players in the world, they're not dodging this. So this is a very safe option to go for. And then after that, if they dodge away, you can do dash end sig or chase dodge end sig, and it will, you would go like that into chase dodge end sig. If they dodge in, you would do something like that, same as you would with the end light. And then if they spot dodge, it's the same thing as with the end light. So if they are somehow dodging off of downlight, which I don't see many people who do it consistently, you can still do the 50-50 with end light. I don't think you'll have to though, because this is so quick coming from full screen that, like, even look right there, the bot wasn't even able to dodge it even though they had their dodge. So it's like inconsistent and being able to dodge it. I don't know why. It's so quick coming from full screen though that no one reacts to it. So if you hit a recovery and lower healths, to follow up off of it, you got to do nair. But if they're at higher healths, you'll want to jump into it. So if they're at like this health, you would do jump nair, and then you can try and kill them early with an exhausted recovery, like chase dodge into exhausted recovery like that. You just want to follow them, and you just got to guess. Like if they go down, you got to do, if they don't dodge or jump off of it, you go straight into the nair. If you think they're gonna like go high, you can chase dodge up and follow them with something like this. So if, like, I set it to jump, right? I can do another recovery, or I can do chase dodge up nair, and then I can go for something like that. You have to like kind of catch on to what they're doing out of it. So most people in lower ranks will either jump right away, or they won't jump at all. Most of them don't dodge. So if I catch someone, I would just go for something like this most of the time. If you see they're spamming their jump button, you can kill them really early for that. You would just do something like this. It just depends on what they're doing. So some tips I would say with this weapon and with Jaeyun in general: try to stay grounded when playing neutral with the weapon. All your combo starters and your pressure is going to come from these moves in specific. You can use dare since it leads to a true combo, but most of the time you want to stay on the ground, maybe like jump once and maybe dodge back down or dodge away to avoid something. But most of the time you don't want to be floating, as the moves in the air are nowhere near as good as the grounded, and you'll start to lose. Something people like to do is when they can't kill, they start floating a lot with the weapon, maybe fishing for recovery. When you have decent kill options on the ground, but if you're struggling to kill, switch to the sword on Jaeyun. Since Greatsword doesn't have any true combos, you can't really get a guaranteed kill. You have to read them. Whereas like sword, your side sig kills insanely early and is busted and easy to hit, and you have D-Light recovery. Also, if someone's spot dodging, you can kill them insanely early with D-Sig on Greatsword. Like insanely early. He's orange and that kills. And side sig kills pretty early also, so if you catch them, like I said, when you whiff your side light and then you dash side sig, that would probably kill at like 10 more health. And it's a pretty good option. And if he's in the corner, it kills right there actually. So if you're in twos and you read their dodge, you don't always want to do the full string right there, because their teammate's going to punish you. So what you can do to stop that is end it early like that, and it will send you into the air, like giving you less of a chance of getting punished, and then you can chase dodge after. And if he tried to punish you, you can probably catch him with like a landing dare or chase dodge down and then go for that or something like that, and then maybe read him too. If you catch them both with it, then yeah, sure, go ahead with the full read like that. But be careful, because if he's back here when you hit this, he's probably going to get a punish on you if you try and do the whole string. Something else I don't see anyone doing is after you end this string at low healths, you can do, if they dodge in or they jump towards you right back to the stage, you can do a double chase dodge up and then towards them in recovery. And if they don't jump, you can ground pound to cover the wall. This is good if people are like really just coming straight towards you and they're not dodging or doing things like that. And if you do catch their dodge with this, you get a guaranteed nair after the recovery if you just jump into it. So it can lead to a really early kill because you can possibly hit an exhausted recovery right there. I've done that a lot actually. Like, that works in game. You can use that string. So let's say you catch their dodge in neutral and then you hit this. This is actually like very optimal. This will work. I've done this to a lot of people. So I'm going to talk about a few matchups. Basically with Axe, it's really in your favor because if you whiff a move and you can react to them doing like a sidelight, for example, to try and punish you and spot dodge and then punish them for it. If you don't know how to like react in time, the matchup might be kind of difficult. But if you dash D-Light to just like use that as an approach option and you see he goes for a punish with dare, like let's say he jumps and dares or he goes for sidelight, you can spot dodge it and punish. It makes the matchup really in your favor once you learn how to do that. It's a little tricky at first, but once you get it down, it's really hard to lose that matchup. And Spear is probably my least favorite one against, like, to fight against. The weapon, if you go for your 50-50, and you guess wrong, they dodge in when you go for away, for example, they can sidelight you on Spear and get the full downlight Sarah out of it. So you have to be really careful going for that. Orb also, my other least favorite matchup. It's really hard to punish dare with how it lands, so if they're spamming dare, you have to be careful. Maybe dash jump Sarah, just wait it out. Don't over approach on it. If they're playing passive, you just got to play passive back. That's pretty much it for the matchups that I think you need to learn something about. Axe, make sure to figure that out though. That'll make you never lose to that matchup.